can't even remember what it's about. And a literal allergy, Jesus Christ. A literal allergy. Well, hello. Welcome back to my channel, Just Shauna here, to talk about some friggin' new books. A couple of these are from like a little while ago where I just haven't been buying books as frequently on purpose. And so I wanted to wait until I had like a substantial amount. And I do have a few now. First thing though isn't actually a book, but it's something for books that I wanted to get. It's one of these like book like sleeve or whatever. And it's like adjustable for larger hardcovers, depending on how like wide the cover is, where you could like adjust the back part to fit better. Sorry, I'm like flopping this around. And yeah, I got this because I don't like to read hardcovers with the dust jacket on, with the sleeve on. Like it drives me freaking crazy, and I always ding them up and whatnot. So I always take them off, right? But then, you know, my dirty little paw prints get all over the hardcover. And for books that I'm going to keep, I don't really care. I'm not that, like, precious with the books that I own and I'm going to keep. I break spines on paperbacks. Like, it's fine. I mean, I don't, like, try to damage my books. But if I'm going to keep a hardcover and the hardcover has my little grubby paw prints on it, or even if I get something, food on it on accident, I don't really care. But a lot of the time, I'm reading books that I don't know if I'm going to keep. And if I then go unhaul them, like obviously if I have dirtied the hardcover, you know, I'm not going to get as much money, or sometimes they won't take it. And then also, currently I have this shelf over here, which you can't see, so I don't know why I'm pointing at it, but where I have my Goldsboro SFF like membership or subscription books, and they all come with a plastic thing over the dust jacket. And I took the first one off, but then I decided after that, like I should probably keep those on, because if I don't end up liking those books, I can resell them. And for reselling them, again, I'll take the dust jacket off, but I don't want to get my grubby little paw prints or like accidentally spill food. So I wanted to get one of these. And also, upon receiving it and putting it on a hardcover just to see, I realize it's so much more comfortable, because, you know, reading a book and holding my hand like this, that frickin' cover will like dig into my hand after a while. And I mean, they're always going to be heavy, kind of, where you're like, oh God, I have bad wrists, so reading heavier books is never fun for my wrists. But at least this way it won't be as like hard on my hand. Like it's so much more comfortable. Oh my God. So yeah, I got this, and I can't remember the store. I don't have the card anymore. It was on Etsy. I'll put it like up on the screen and or in the description, though. They have different sizes and stuff. And I really liked this pattern. Out of all the ones I saw on Etsy, like this was the one that spoke to me the most. Probably because it's pink. And the one that I've had for a hot minute is just this paperback of Realm of Ash by Tasha Suri. I read Empire of Sand later last year, right? Yeah, it wasn't the beginning of this year. It was like late last year. And I really loved it. Cemented Tasha Suri as an auto-buy author for me for sure. And I've heard people say they don't love this one as much. It's the second book in this duology, but they technically are also standalones from what I understand. Like they can be read as standalones. And I've seen several people not like this one as much, but obviously I wanted it. I initially bought it and then had to return it and get a different one, because the one I fucking bought didn't match the size of Empire of Sand. The one I got the first time, I think, was like a UK sized paperback, which I don't mind that size if it matches the other book, but it didn't. So I was like, okay, gotta fucking return this, measure the one I have, see what the size is. I just didn't pay attention to it when I ordered on Amazon. So yeah, got this. Excited to get to it at some point. And then, oh my good God. So A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. I love it. One of my favorite books. It's a novella, and I actually got, before it was picked up by, you know, traditional publisher, the self-published version, the paperback, which is this one. And I really love it. I think it's a cool cover, like a unique cover for sure. And it definitely has like the mood of the content of the book in it. This is written by one of Dracula's brides, and it's her writing a letter explaining, it's at the very beginning, so this isn't a spoiler, why she killed him after being with him for many, 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 many years. And it's like emotional abuse, relationship abuse, physical abuse, being explored and described, and just her journey through all of it. And I mean, I think it's moving and well written and a good story no matter what. But as someone who has experienced that kind of thing, it also just like spoke to me on a more personal level. And yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. And really glad that I have this self-published copy. But then it got published as a hardcover, and I did buy the initial like regular edition, I guess, but I didn't like love it. I didn't hate the cover. I didn't think it's like ugly, but it just didn't quite fit the same like vibe, I guess. It wasn't like gothic enough in my opinion, and it just was kind of like eh. But then I think this was Fairy Loot. Yes, Fairy Loot did this edition, and I picked this up, a special edition, that it's basically the same cover, but just with some like embellishment, essentially, and some beautiful edges. And then also has lovely artwork on the end pages and really cool naked hardcover. And I do like this. I like this. I think it's cool. It's a nice special edition, and I believe I will keep it. I ended up unhauling the like regular hardcover because again I just was like I don't need that many copies of the book, except now I do have 3 anyway because Capri at Capri's Book Island I saw had this edition, and I was like, where the fuck can I find that, please and thank you. And I went and I found it on like Mercari, a secondhand site. And this is, what is this one though? I can't remember this is the Bookish box edition, okay? And I'll show you. So I have it flipped. It's a reversible dust jacket. Prepare yourselves. It has this foiling. I hope you can see it. This is the inside of the reversible dust jacket. I just like the inside slightly better. Love makes monsters of us, Constanta, and not everyone is cut out for monstrosity is the quote on the back. And I just think it's beautiful. And the actual and then the inside has cool foiling. But even the outside, it's similar-ish to the like Fairy Loot and the regular. But it's, oh my God, struggle bus here. It's slightly different, and I think it's like, like a painting, I think, like artwork or whatever. And it has that on the front, and then the back, she's holding a knife behind her back. And it has a quote on the back here saying, I was so happy to be your marionette at first. So happy to be chosen. It was never my intention to murder you. Not in the beginning, anyway. And then has the things. But yeah, I just think all the way around, the front, like the outside of it is kind of a better cover, I guess. And I think the inside, which is the one I have it on, I love that. And then the fucking naked hardcover. Shut up. What? What the fuck? Oh my God, it's so beautiful. And then a gift, a life without laws, without limits, the choice is yours. This color, it's like this rich kind of burgundy, brown, whatever. And then this foiling and the design of everything. And then it also has the sprayed edges all the way around. And on the inside, it just has like this on the end pages. And then it's signed, and it has the artwork here from the regular cover with the back there as well. And I just love it. I just love it. The dedication of this book, when I first read it, got me emotional right away. To those who escaped a love like death, and to those still caught in its grasp, you are the heroes of this story. Like legit, when I picked up the book originally and read that, I was like, oh God, I'm gonna cry, aren't I? And yeah, I love it so much. These, like the reprint or the traditionally published editions have an epilogue type thing at the end that I don't know if I'm going to love. I've said that before, but I kind of am tempted to just take the dust jacket off and display this because Jesus Christ, it's so fucking gorgeous. Then I randomly was at Barnes & Noble one day with La Boyfriend, and I was looking for the next volume of Middle West because I have volume 1. But then I saw this. They didn't have volume 2 or volume 3, but they did have, whoops, that's my receipt and the gift card I was buying. Excuse me. But they did have this, the complete tale of Middle West. It's all of it. I guess it's done, I think, apparently. So yeah, Middle West 1 through 18 with exclusive bonus features. So pick this up because I really liked volume 1 and I want to check it out. It's like fantasy, but like in our world, and this boy escapes his father who is abusive, but finds out he has some kind of powers that like he wasn't aware of, and he doesn't know what to do about, and he's scared by it, dealing with like becoming like weather, like creating weather storms. I don't know. It's really interesting though, and I like it. It's by Scotty Young. The art is Jorge Corona, and I really like it. I think the artwork is good and fun, and this fox is like a talking fox that's very wise, but also a little snarky and like kind of grumpy old man-ish, and I love him. And then I went and unhauled some stuff and got these from the local bookstore, changing hands for some trade-in. I got Saint Death's Daughter by C.S.E. Cooney. The cover called to me. I think I've seen it before too, but I mean, it's just so pretty. I love pink, and I just like the design of it. Can't even remember what it's about. It says, Lainey Stones, the daughter of crown-appointed killers, was born with a gift for necromancy and a literal allergy? Jesus Christ. A literal allergy to violence. For her own safety, she was raised in isolation in a crumbling mansion by the family's moldering revenant. When Lainey's parents are murdered, she and her psychotic sister, Nita, must settle their extensive debts or lose their ancestral home. When Lyriet's ruler, too, is murdered, it throws the whole nation's future into doubt. Hunted by Lyriet's enemies, terrorized by family ghosts, and tortured by a forbidden love for a childhood friend, Lainey will need more than luck to get through the next few months. But when the goddess of death is on your side, anything is possible. So, I don't know. Sounds like it could be fun. And then I've had my eye on this one for a hot minute. I've seen it all around, of course. And it had a used copy, so I figured I'd pick it up. The Inheritance of Orquídea, Jesus, Divina by Zoraida Cordova. And yeah, this one is, the Montoyas are used to a life without explanations. They know better than to ask why the pantry never seems to run low or empty, or why their matriarch won't ever leave their home in Four Rivers, not for graduations, weddings, or baptisms. But when Orquídea Divina invites them to her funeral and to collect their inheritance, they hope to learn the secrets that she has held onto so tightly their whole lives. Instead, Orquídea is transformed into a ceiba tree, her limbs stretching into roots and branches, leaving them with more questions than answers. 7 years later, her gifts have manifested in different ways for Marimar, Ray, and Rhiannon, granting them unexpected blessings and powers. But soon, a hidden figure begins to tear through their family tree, picking them off one by one as it seeks to destroy Orquídea's line. Determined to save what's left of their family and uncover the truth behind their inheritance, her descendants travel to Ecuador, to the place where Orquídea buried her secrets and broken promises and never looked back. So yeah, I don't know. I believe it's kind of like magical realism, I think. I mean, and it sounds like it. I don't always love that, but I wanted to give it a shot, so. Then I was so graciously sent a final copy of this book by the publisher, and so thank you very much to Angry Robot Books, and Caroline specifically, the PR person for Stephen Arion. The Judas Blossom, which is book 1 of the Nightingale and the Falcon series, and I have an individual review up for this. It is coming out May 11th, I think. Oh, the papers are over there and I can't reach them. I'm pretty sure May 11th, if I remember correctly. I will put it up on the screen to correct myself if I am wrong. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. Especially like as it was developing and what it was turning into. And so like by the end, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm here for this. I can't wait for book 2. It's a historical fantasy set in 1260s Persia. Hulagu Khan will use any means to fulfill the dream of his grandfather, Genghis Khan, and create an empire that covers the world. Temujin, his youngest son, is given a final chance to prove his worth as a warrior, but there is something dangerous rippling under the surface that makes him far more useful. Kokochin is the last of her tribe. Abandoned in a foreign land after being married off to Hulagu, she is determined to find a purpose, no matter the cost. Kivan despises the Mongols for the massacre of his people, but when offered a chance to serve Hulagu, he takes it, giving him an opportunity to destroy the Mongols from within. Family and war collide in this thrilling and bloody reimagining of the Mongol Empire's invasion of Persia. And Stephen Arion is an Iranian author, and yeah, I'm very excited for the series to continue. Really enjoyed this first book. Recommend. And then recently I grabbed this from Book Depository right before they closed their doors and are no longer a site to go purchase books from, which is a bummer, but I am currently rereading the first 3 books in the Cemetery of Forgotten Books series by Carlos Ruiz Zafón, a Spanish author who has since passed away since writing, there's 4 books total in that series, and I just haven't read the 4th one ever. And this is a collection of short stories from that series, The City of Mist. And yeah, I'm rereading them, and I read them originally in 2013 and then 2014. And the first one, I read them completely out of order. Like, there, you can read it in chronological, like, timeline of the story order or publication order. And I read them in neither of those orders. And I ended up reading The Prisoner of Heaven first, and I gave that one 5 stars. But then I read The Shadow of the Wind and The Angel's Game, and I gave them both 3 stars, okay? And I just reread, I'm reading them now in publication order, so I read The Shadow of the Wind first, and then The Angel's Game, and I gave Shadow of the Wind 5 stars and The Angel's Game 4.5, and I'm like, was I smoking crack when I read these originally? Like, they're so good. What the fuck was I thinking? I have no idea. But anyways, yeah, it's reignited my love, because like that, I said that first book I read, I gave 5 stars. I was like, this is so great. And yeah, rereading them is just reigniting, like, no, I actually really loved all of these, I think. And I want to read the short stories. I want to read everything by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. It's historical, like, gothic. And this whole series is all set in Barcelona. I don't know if all of his books are. He has a couple other ones, like Marina and... oh, there's like another one. Oh, what the fuck is that one called? There's something like a boy, and then there's like Watchers in the Shadows or something. I don't know. There's a couple that I can't remember if they're all in Barcelona, but yeah, I'm excited to get to this once I read books 3 and 4 in the main series. And that is everything. I did have, I think, 2 unhauls that I didn't talk about before. I'm pretty sure I unhauled my 1 copy, I think the paperback. Yeah, I unhauled my paperback of House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I do still have the hardcover because I did actually really enjoy that first book in that series, Crescent City series. Like, I reread it before reading the second book, and like, it held up. I still enjoy it. It has flaws, many flaws, but I like it. It's fun, at least. So I wanted to keep a copy, but I was like, I don't think I'm going to continue the series, and I don't need 2 copies of the book. So kept the hardcover, unhauled the paperback, and then also Opal and Nev, I had a hardcover of that, and I ended up unhauling it. I read that on audio, and I enjoyed it. It was cool. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love it enough that I think I would ever reread it, so unhauled that. And I think that's it. I think I talked about all the other stuff that I had unhauled. So there we have it. Let me know if you have read any of these and what your thoughts are, or if any of them sound interesting to you. If you just want to say hey but don't have anything else to add, you can leave an emoji, of course. Like and subscribe if you feel so inclined and have not already. And as always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.